Spider-Man is not who he claims to be. The history of the creation of the image of Spider-Man and his films. The image of Spider-Man is one of the most recognizable and beloved characters in the history of comics and cinema. But his creation and development is the result of many years of work by talented artists, scriptwriters, and directors. The origin of the idea and creation of the character. In the late 1950s and early 1960s, the comic book industry was going through a period of searching for new ideas and characters. At this time, the Marvel Comics team, led by Stan Lee and artist Steve Ditko, was working on expanding the universe of superheroes. Stan Lee wanted to create a hero different from the already popular ones, such as Superman or Batman, to show a more human side of superheroism. The idea of a person with superpowers came to Lee and Ditko during a walk. They decided to create a character who would be a teenager facing ordinary problems. And that's how Peter Parker was born, a schoolboy who accidentally received superpowers after being bitten by a radioactive spider. The inspiration came not only from scientific fantasies, but also from the personal experience of the creators. Because Lee and Ditko wanted to emphasize that with great powers comes great responsibility, this became the fundamental idea of the character. The image of Spider-Man quickly gained popularity due to its unique design, spider symbols, flexibility, the ability to shoot webs. All this made him different from other superheroes. In comics, he was not depicted as a flawless hero, but as a young man with internal conflicts, doubts, and fears, which made him very close to readers. Evolution of the image and the appearance of the first films, the first attempts to transfer Spider-Man to the screen, were TV series and animated films in the 1970s and 1980s. But a real cinematic picture began in the 2000s. In 2002, director Sam Raimi released the film Spider-Man, where the main role was played by Tobey Maguire. This film was revolutionary. For the first time, a superhero film received such a scale, drama, and depth. The plot centers on Peter Parker, who, after being bitten by a spider, acquires superhuman abilities. He is faced with a moral choice: to use his powers for personal gain or to serve society. The film vividly shows his inner experiences, love, friendship, and responsibility. The film was met with great interest and became a box office hit, which paved the way for sequels. In 2004, Spider-Man 2 was released, where Peter's character became even more complex. His personal life and his responsibilities as a superhero come into conflict. This film is considered one of the best in the series and is still appreciated for its deep script and high-quality acting. In 2007, the third film, Spider-Man 3, was released, which was less successful from a critical point of view, but still gathered a large audience. Here, the hero faced an internal rift, a fight with the dark side and new enemies. The era of renewal, new films and modern interpretations. In the early 2000s, the rights to the character passed to Sony Pictures, and new attempts to revive the image of Spider-Man appeared. In 2012, the film The Amazing Spider-Man was released, directed by Mark Webb with Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker. The new version tried to offer a more modern take on the hero, delving into his personal history, showing his relationships and inner experiences. However, this series did not achieve the same popularity as the original films, and after a few years, the rights returned to Marvel Studios. In 2016, a new project was announced, Spider-Man: Homecoming, where the role of Peter Parker was played by Tom Holland. This film became part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and received approval from critics and viewers. In it, the image of the hero was presented as bright, dynamic, with elements of humor and teenage energy, which made him especially attractive to the younger generation. Further films, Avengers: Infinity War 2018, Avengers: Endgame 2019, as well as solo films about Spider-Man, reveal new facets of the hero, his crises, friendship with other superheroes, and the fight for justice. Influence and legacy. The image of Spider-Man is not just a superhero with spider-like abilities, but a symbol of responsibility, the fight against internal fears, and the search for his place in the world. His story has inspired millions of people around the world, and the films featuring him continue to evolve, combining classic comic book aesthetics with modern cinematic technology. The creation of this character is an example of how creativity, empathy, and an understanding of human nature can combine to create a hero who will become an icon for decades. If necessary, I can add to or expand on any part of this story.